Good day, students. Welcome to Mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over how to evaluate linear functions. The question reads, given f of x equals 3x minus 5, which statement is true? Okay, so f of 0 is 0, f of 3 is 4, f of 4 is 3, and f of 5 is 0. Alright, so to do this problem, what we're going to do is we're going to be evaluating this function, f of x equals 3x minus 5. It's a linear function because the highest degree is 1. We're going to be evaluating that function using 4 input values, okay? And then when we plug in those 4 input values, whichever one generates the output that matches the specified output in one of these options, that will be the correct answer. All right, so don't forget the input values are what are in the parentheses, okay, and the output values are the answers that you get. So that's the output, that's the output, that's the output, that's the output. All right, so let's go ahead and start with option number 1. So for option 1, we have f of 0. I'm going to color code the input value so you can keep track, okay? F of 0. So what does f of 0 mean? It just basically means that in this function rule, you're going to substitute 0 for the x, okay? So this 0 will basically be plugged into the x value in this function. Since it's a linear function, you just have one position to substitute it in, okay? So we're going to have 3 parentheses minus 5. I took out the x because I'm going to be substituting the x with what? With an input value, which is 0, right? So we're going to plug it right here. Bam. So that's for option 1, okay? Option 1, the input value is 0. So we're going to simplify this expression, the right side of this function, and see if we end up with 0. If we do, then the statement is true. If not, then the statement number 1 is false. Alright, so let's do it. So using order of operations, please excuse my dear and Sally, you multiply before you subtract, right? So you multiply. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. So f of 0 is negative 5. Statement number 1 says f of 0 is 0, so that statement is false. Option 1 is not the answer. We're looking for the true statement, okay? Alright, let's move on to the second option, option number 2. So option number 2 says f of, what's the input there? 3. F of 3 is 4. Let's see if that's true. So to test it, we're going to plug in 3 into the 3x minus 5 function. To do that, we're going to take out the x's and replace it with the input value, which is 3. So we're going to put the 3 right here. Using order of operations, you multiply first and subtract. Please excuse my dear and Sally. Right, so you multiply first, you get 9 minus 5, and your answer is 4. So f of 3 is 4. Oh, wow. That's true. Bam. This is the answer. The answer is option number 2. Okay? Alright, so just for practice, let's do 3 and 4 to show that they are false also. Okay, so for number 3, we're looking at f of 4. If we input 4 into this function, 3x minus 5, do we get 3? So our input value is going to be 4. That's what we're inputting for, because that's what's the input in option 3 was, right? Using order of operations, please excuse my dear and Sally, you multiply first. 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. So option 3 tells us that f of 4 is 7. Is that what it says? Nope. So option 3 is clearly false. Bam. Alright. Option 4. Option 4, f of 5. What is f of 5? So we just take out all the x's. Okay. And then for number 4, the input value for option 4, sorry, the input value is 5. So we're going to be plugging in 5 for the x's. Let's simplify the right side and see if we get 0. If not, that statement is false. 3 times 5 is 15. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You multiply first before you subtract. 15 minus 5 is 10. So this statement basically tells us that f of 5, our work shows f of 5 is 10. And here f of 5 is 0. That's false. Okay, so just something to keep in mind for this particular problem is how to substitute, and also your order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, parenthesis first, exponents, multiply and divide from left to right, add and subtract from left to right. In all these problems, we had to do the multiplication operation and the subtraction operation. If you reverse these two, you will end up getting the wrong answer. Okay, so don't forget your order of operations and what the function notation represents. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Don't forget to support our channel. Tons of support resources can be found at mathgotserved.com. Or just take a look at the links in the description below. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any math questions in general, just put it in the comment section and we'll be more than glad to support you. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.